No, let's throw a curveball in here. I'll take this from the chat. I like to do this because we treat the chat like a call-in show from time to time, right? And
Yeah, I got you.
I could take calls, but don't nobody ever call me. So, that's the thing. Tennessee is being brought up in this chat as don't sleep on them. Now,
Tennessee.
I didn't do a lot of homework on Tennessee before we got started with this, so I'm going off the cuff on it. But I got to tell you, what I know about Tennessee is they return 3 really good starters, and they might add a 4th in the form of Cade Mays if he is eligible. And they return 2 tailbacks that rushed for 5 yards per carry last year in Ty Chandler and Eric Gray. And those dudes I think could be monsters. What it's about is quarterback play. Like, you're not gonna have Juwan Jennings out there as a safety blanket, but you're real talented at wide receiver, so I'm not really worried about that. What I worry about is Brian Maurer going to be the guy? Is Jerry Guantanamo going to be the guy? Or are they going to bring in Harrison Bailey, who's a 5-star quit in the Rivals, and he going to be the guy? Like, if they don't have a quarterback, as far as I'm concerned, it don't matter who they're throwing or who they're handing the ball off to, because we're not going to have to respect you passing it.
Yeah.
And also, they're coming out of the SEC. Like, forget Oklahoma on the schedule. You got to come out of SEC East. Which means you got to come up with some way to beat Georgia or Florida, and I don't think Tennessee can do that.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest point I think you've made here is you got to survive in that league. I mean, it's survival of the fittest, and I'm looking at that quarterback room right now, and there is a bunch of dudes, and I don't know that I'd hitch a wagon to any of them or which one I would hitch the wagon to. Let me put it that way. I'm sure there's a guy there, but I mean, I'm looking at Harrison Bailey that you just mentioned, and he almost threw for 70% in high school. But it's like, am I going to expect that to translate to the SEC day one? Because I don't. And then there's a guy on here, Moore, who is 46%. And it's like,
you're talking about Maurer?
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Maurer?
Yeah, Maurer. Maurer. Yeah,
well,
names trip me up every time.
Quick story about that kid. So I went down to the opening final in 2018, right, to see Spencer Rattler and these bevy of 5-stars. At the time, it was a 7-on-7 squad of Rattler, Jace McClellan at running back, who signed with Alabama, was longtime OU commit that flipped early signing period, 5-star dude at the time. Theo Weiss, Jaden Hazelwood was not on that one, but he was at the opening final. R.J. Henderson, and I think of Trajan Bridges. But Maurer was the backup to Rattler. So I got to see Maurer live and in color. And I got to tell you, dog, I wasn't impressed then. I'm not impressed now. It's got nothing to do with Spencer versus Maurer. It's just I'm judging Maurer on what he did. And quite frankly, I didn't see much from the mechanics. And when the dude got an opportunity to go play, it didn't feel like it was going to be his squad. It felt like it needed to be Guantanamo's squad.
Yeah, and when I look at I obviously don't know the guy that well, but I'm looking at it right here, and it jumps out to me that the dude threw 2 touchdowns and 5 picks. And when I see that, my eyeballs get a little bit wide because I'm like, okay, you're throwing, what is that? That's almost triple the picks to TD ratio.
Yep, 2 to 5 is not good. 2 to 5.
You're pulling the trigger a little too fast, I think. And yeah, and I mean the other kid, and I'm not even going to attempt this name. I want to hear you say this one. The Jared is it Guarantano?
There you go. You got it. Nailed it.
I nailed it, but it was shaky. I was a little nervous. No, but he's a 61% passer. He threw well. I mean, he had a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the kids that well, so I don't want to try to gauge them. And this obviously this freshman kid can throw the ball, but you don't know how that translates to the SEC. That's crazy to me, and that's what I mean. I know we're spending a lot of time on the quarterbacks, but that's when you look at a team that's kind of where you start. Is this, as we've seen in the NFL and everywhere else, that's kind of where the money is. So,
right. Well, and it's also a team that perennially has to get after Alabama the third weekend in October, and for the last few years, I don't think that Tennessee has beaten Alabama since the iPhone was invented. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I don't think that
that's a long time, dude.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing. They were in that game last year until Guarantano fumbled the ball trying to get it across the goal line. Then Xavier McKinney or Trevin Diggs picked the thing up and made off with it. But I was going, all right, I see where Jeremy Pruitt and his Dennis Smock is trying to get going here.
We were like sophomores in college when that happened, man.
No, I'm like, yo, man, I think I was on an LG.
hopping the way back.
Man.
And the LG, the old flip phone.
Right? My goodness. I had the one that popped up and, like we were still texting by punching out the 3 digits.
Had the extending antenna. You could pull the antenna out and it had that little skinny antenna. Man.
Man,
and no one ever did.
Clipped it on the hip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The hip clip. Remember sidekicks? Remember when that was a thing?
Man, hey, look, I'm gonna have to send you this picture. I might put it up like in the repost. I don't know that I will because, but like I am absolutely just on one in this picture. I forgot about this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send this to you right quick so you can see what I'm talking about. But like, and then I'm gonna tell you who took this picture. But like, your man's was feeling himself with this clip on. This is senior year of college. This is senior year at TU. This is like October.
Oh man. Is that from your Tinder profile?
Oh my God! Stop it. Nah, man, that's from the Wayback Machine.
I remember the no dreads RJ.
Man, and the Dickies on, and it got on the G Unit T. Yo, okay, I think that's
legit.
And that hat is backward, cocked to the side. Who am I? My God,
that's rough.
That's 10 years ago. That's 2010. Yeesh.
Hey, dude, we went in a whole rabbit hole one time on the show that I used to have frosted tips back in the day when I was in high school. Yeah, no, there's pictures floating around. My senior pictures, yeah, there's a little bit of highlight action going on.
Styling and profiling at Mounds. Dude, what's up?
I'm holding a guitar. It's pretty wicked. Not gonna lie. I look like I might.
No, you look like what?
I look like I was about ready to join one of those like pop punk emo bands from back then.
Are we talking? Are we talking Blink 182 or are we talking Simple Plan?
Yeah, it was kind of that. I used to get told all the time I look like the dude from Smash Mouth, which I'm not sure is a good thing.
Oh man! Now we got to talk about All Stars. So
hey,
what we got?
I was gonna say, hey, I got a mean now All Star karaoke if you ever want to hear it.
Now that you and I are doing 9 to 11, I might have to pull that out because it's content-rich environment that we are not in right now. For those of you,
somebody once told me. That's all I'm gonna say.
So, RG Young Show on the Sports Animal 9 to 11. You can stream it online if you don't live in the area. Mayberry is gonna be on the 1s and 2s. I'm gonna be on the mic. So, this is actually serendipitous because we didn't know that this was gonna be the case.
This is all.
Right. This just
breaking news.
Yeah, seriously. And it was like, oh, okay, they're going to let the kids take over the radio show from 9 to 11. Ooh, okay, cool. Yeah. The two 32-year-olds in the room together. I think we're like a month apart.
Yeah, something like that. It's like 2 or 3 maybe. I don't remember. We talked about it before.